morning. We are out in more of the central Pennsylvania area, and we are going to tackle a trail that's been on my list for a while, pretty much ever since I started backpacking, and that is the Loyalsock Trail. This is roughly 60 miles of backpacking through a really beautiful section of Pennsylvania, but it's going to make us work for it. The first day and a half of our hike is known to be the rougher part of it, especially today. We're going to see about 4,000 feet of elevation gain over just under 14 miles. But we have Chris and Kurt, and he's pretty fresh off the AT, so this is like kind of like a cool down hike for him. But it should be fun, good company, good trail. But we can talk more after we get away from the road. But for now, I'm gonna get that sucker on. Well, we're not as close to the road. We climbed quite a bit so far, and there was a nice easygoing stretch for a little bit. Kurt's all the way down there.
I'm only 5 feet away.
Yeah. I mean, he's only about 10 feet away. So this trail, it's notorious that if you do it from west to east, that the west side is the hardest part, and definitely no joking. The initial climb right up to that flat spot is pretty aggressive, and this is, man, I haven't seen something this aggressive in a while, but it is what it is.
Talking about aggressive trail here, Loyalsock Trail on the west side, going up. Right off the bat, it's going straight up. And, well, I'm not going to fall down it. Yeah, it's crazy. It just comes up from the road and goes up.
Whoa. You almost destroyed that mushroom. I'm going to try and do this one-handed here. We are still climbing, but we have made it to one of the first named points on this trail, and there's a bunch of different ones. Some of them are viewpoints. This one is Sock Rock. No idea why it's called that. It doesn't look like a sock, unless it's maybe the vegetation that's all over it. All right, so this is what we're dealing with right now. And the old GPS, we're like 7/10 in. And I'll tell you, that first 6/10 coming up, it makes you work for it. There's a few spots that aren't so bad, but it is mostly up the entire way. But we're on this place. It's something flats. I don't remember the name, but yeah. Put the trekking poles away, and this is just a beautiful set. I mean, the whole thing's been beautiful, but now that we're not so focused on climbing over rocks and not bumping our heads on tree branches and stuff, we can take it in, enjoy it a little bit more. And it is a beautiful day out.
And it's beautiful. It smells like fall.
Okay, the ridge up here has been teasing us with little views out the windows of the trees. This is our first real view of the trip so far. Been dropping off the ridge kind of gradually at first, but now we're in this ravine, and this is a little bit more of an accelerated descent, but it's not bad. A lot of cool moss-covered rocks through here, but not like super treacherous for walking, which is kind of nice. So we just came down that. Yeah, that was a pretty aggressive descent. Very very rocky. A lot of like weird little technical spots where you had to be cautious how you were stepping. We do know that for today there's one more good climb. So it's somewhere after this stream area that we're at. So we're gonna eat lunch now. I think we're like 4.5 miles in. We have just under 14 miles to go today if we want to do our full miles. Yeah, not too bad. A little slower pace than what we would typically have, but we got 4 days of this, which, yeah, that's something I didn't mention before. 4 days, roughly 15-ish miles every day. Today's a little shorter, and then the last day's a little longer, but not too bad. The water has been okay. When you're coming up, when you first make it to the ridge where the snowmobile trails are, it says unreliable water, and the water there was okay. It wasn't flowing really good, but it was still flowing. It wasn't stagnant or anything like that. So we were able to top off there, and we've been good until we got here. But yeah, water source, good place to take a break, top ourselves off, top our water bottles off. We are on Smith's Knob. There's a pretty nice campsite up here. Not a whole lot in the way of hammock options, at least not immediately in the campsite, but that's a nice one. We got a view over there. Go check this out. That is a good one. We have been at camp for a while now. It is 10 to 8. We ended up stopping just a little shy of target miles, but it was definitely the better call for the day. So John's set up there with his hyperlight tent. Kurt is over there with his hammock. And I'm right there with the X-Dome. We got a really nice spot. If I remember in the morning before we get out of here, I'll film around a little bit. But there's a really nice creek right there. Very, very nice for taking water from for filtering. But yeah, I have a feeling it's gonna be a very early night to bed. We're doing our last minute things before we get all of our stuff put away. Just got done eating and filtering water. But yeah, day one, wasn't bad. It was as advertised. This trail is hard, and you bang out so much of your climbing and like harder elevation in the first day and a half, depending on how many miles you do it in. But yeah, it definitely makes you work for it. But it's been nice. Aside from like the harder uphills, the places where you can just cruise are really nice. Most of the downhills aren't bad. There was like 2 more aggressive ones, but yeah, not bad. Looking forward to the next leg tomorrow, because that'll be more of what we haven't seen yet. But all right, see you guys tomorrow.